You call your Shih Tzu by name, and nothing. He ignores you as if you don't exist. Frustrating, right? You try again, use a firmer voice, even shake that favorite treat. But he still stands there, staring into the distance or worse, running in the opposite direction. If this has ever happened to you, don't worry. You're not alone. This is something many Shih Tzu owners face, and believe it or not, there's a reason for it. But here's the good news. Your Shih Tzu can learn to come when called, and fast. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. But first, an important warning. If you think scolding, punishing, or yelling will solve this problem, stop right now. That will only make things worse and cause your dog to trust you less. The secret to having an obedient Shih Tzu lies in proven psychological techniques that truly work, and I'm going to share every detail with you. Now, I need your help. If this video is already helping you, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below. Has your Shih Tzu ever ignored you when you called? How did it go? I really want to hear your story. Oh, and stay with me until the end because I have a special bonus. A powerful trick that will make your Shih Tzu obey even in distracting environments. And I bet no one has ever told you this before. So, are you ready? Let's get straight to the point because your Shih Tzu deserves the best. If you've ever called your Shih Tzu and he simply ignored you as if nothing happened, don't worry. That doesn't mean he doesn't love you or doesn't understand what you want. In fact, it's just part of the breed's unique personality. Shih Tzus were originally bred as royal companion dogs for Chinese nobility, which means they weren't trained to hunt, herd, or follow working commands like other breeds. They have an independent and strong-willed nature, which can sometimes be mistaken for stubbornness. But in reality, they just like to make their own decisions and do things their way. However, here's a very important detail. Despite their independence, Shih Tzus are highly intelligent and learn quickly. The thing is, they will only obey if they think it's worth it for them. If your dog doesn't see a clear benefit in coming when called, he simply won't bother responding. So how can we work around this stubbornness? The answer is to associate the command with positive experiences. If your Shih Tzu knows that something good happens every time you call him, he will be much more likely to obey. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in the next section. How to make your Shih Tzu associate coming when called with a positive experience, so that he runs to you every time he hears his name. Never call your Shih Tzu only for bad situations, like bath time or leaving the park. This can make him associate the command with something negative and ignore you even more. If your Shih Tzu keeps ignoring you, it may be because he has learned to associate the command with something unpleasant. Think about it. How many times have you called your dog for a bath, to trim his nails, or to end a fun walk? If this happens frequently, it's natural for him to start avoiding your call because, for him, hearing his name means that something unpleasant is about to happen. The good news is that you can reverse this behavior in a simple and effective way. The secret is to associate the command with positive experiences. Instead of calling your Shih Tzu only when something bad is about to happen, start calling him randomly throughout the day and offer a reward whenever he comes. This could be a tasty treat, special affection, or even a fun play session. This way, he starts to realize that coming when called is a good thing, and not just the end of his fun. Another technique that works very well is positive reinforcement with surprises. Throughout the day, call your Shih Tzu and, when he comes, offer something unexpected and highly rewarding. It could be a new toy, an unexpected walk, or even a piece of his favorite treat. This type of reinforcement helps your dog build a positive expectation every time he hears his own name. It's also important to vary the rewards and keep training consistent. If you only use treats, your dog might lose interest over time. Mix different types of rewards and avoid always calling him in the same tone of voice. Avoid distractions that could interfere with training. Have you ever noticed that when there are noises or other dogs around, your Shih Tzu seems to completely forget you exist? This happens because the environment may be overstimulating his senses. But don't worry, there are simple strategies to work around this issue and make sure he pays attention to you, no matter what's happening around him. If your Shih Tzu completely ignores you when there are noises, people, or other dogs nearby, don't worry. It's more common than you think. The truth is that dogs, especially small breeds like the Shih Tzu, are extremely sensitive to their surroundings. Any movement, smell, or sound can be more interesting than the command you're giving. This means that trying to train him in highly stimulating environments right away can be frustrating and ineffective. To ensure your Shih Tzu truly learns to obey, it's best to start training in a quiet, distraction-free environment. Choose a silent room inside your home where he can focus entirely on you. Once he starts responding well to commands, you can gradually increase the level of distraction by training in different locations, such as the backyard or the living room with the TV on. The key is progression. If you skip steps and take him directly to a busy park or a crowded street, he will likely ignore you. Not because he doesn't want to obey, but because the environment is simply too overwhelming for him. Another crucial factor is patience. Many owners give up quickly when their dog doesn't respond in more challenging settings. But it's important to remember that every dog has its own learning pace. If he already responds well at home but still ignores you in distracting environments, it means he's in the process of adapting and needs more positive reinforcement. Now that you understand the importance of choosing the right training environment, let's move on to a factor that can make all the difference: maintaining patience and consistency. Did you know that many owners end up slowing down their dog's progress because they get frustrated easily and keep changing their approach? This can confuse your Shih Tzu and even make him lose interest in training. But don't worry, there are simple ways to avoid this mistake and ensure he continues learning efficiently. Training a Shih Tzu can be challenging, especially when he takes a long time to respond or simply ignores you. This is when many owners make a big mistake: they lose patience. If you've ever felt like giving up or even got frustrated because your dog didn't obey, know that this is completely normal. But here's the secret: patience and consistency are the two most important factors in making sure your Shih Tzu truly learns. If your dog doesn't respond immediately when you call him, avoid showing frustration. Dogs are highly sensitive to our emotions, and if he senses that you're irritated or disappointed, he may become anxious or unmotivated to learn. Instead, stay calm and keep practicing. Remember that every dog learns at their own pace and that repetition is essential to reinforcing any behavior. Another key factor is consistency. If one day you train with treats and the next you expect him to come without any incentive, he may get confused about what he's actually supposed to do. The best approach is to stick to a pattern, use the same command word, the same tone of voice, and the same reward every time he gets it right. This creates a clear association and makes learning much easier. Also, avoid calling your Shih Tzu multiple times in a row. If you say "come" and he doesn't respond, wait a bit and try again with an excited and encouraging tone. If he comes, reward him immediately so he understands that he obeyed correctly. Now that you understand the importance of patience and consistency, it's time for the special bonus we promised in the introduction: how to become a true leader for your Shih Tzu without yelling, punishments, or force. Many owners don't realize that the way they position themselves in daily life directly influences their dog's obedience. If your Shih Tzu feels like he's in charge, he will hardly listen to you. But with a few simple changes, you can earn his trust and respect naturally and lovingly. Let's show you exactly how to do this. Many owners don't understand why their Shih Tzus don't obey, even after multiple training sessions. The problem, in most cases, isn't about intelligence, but rather how the relationship between you was built. For a Shih Tzu to truly listen, he needs to recognize you as his leader. But be careful, being a leader doesn't mean being authoritarian or instilling fear. On the contrary, positive leadership is built on trust, respect, and clear rules. Dogs naturally like to follow a leader. When they don't recognize this leadership in their owner, they assume the role themselves and make their own rules, which often leads to disobedience and stubbornness. But here's the good news: you can establish this leadership naturally, without punishments. Small daily actions make all the difference, such as always being the first to enter and leave the house, deciding when playtime happens, and most importantly, controlling mealtime. One common mistake is leaving food available all the time. This can make your dog feel like he's in control. Instead, set fixed feeding times and ask him to sit before receiving his food. This way, he starts to understand that you are the one who sets the rules. Another powerful tip is teaching your Shih Tzu to wait. Whether it's before going for a walk or receiving a treat, he needs to understand that getting something depends on your permission. This helps reinforce your leadership in a positive way. The key is consistency. If one day you enforce a rule and the next you ignore it, your Shih Tzu will get confused and go back to doing whatever he wants. With patience and practice, he will learn that following your guidance leads to rewards and that you are his trusted leader. If you've made it this far, you've already taken a big step toward improving your Shih Tzu's obedience. As we've seen, the secret lies in understanding, patience, and consistency. These little dogs have strong personalities, but when you learn to work with their nature instead of fighting against it, everything becomes much easier. By associating the recall with positive experiences, your Shih Tzu will start responding with more enthusiasm. When you reduce distractions in the beginning, he learns more easily and gains confidence. And most importantly, by establishing loving leadership without yelling or punishments, you strengthen your bond and make life together much more harmonious. Remember that every small progress is a victory. If your Shih Tzu sometimes still ignores you, but already listens in certain situations, that's already an improvement. The key is to keep reinforcing good behaviors and celebrate every achievement, no matter how small. Over time, you'll notice a big difference in how he listens and responds to you. Now, tell me in the comments, which of these tips will you try first? I'd love to hear about your experience with your Shih Tzu. And if this video helped you in any way, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. This helps me continue bringing more valuable content for you and your pet. Oh, and if you know someone with a stubborn Shih Tzu who doesn't know what else to do, share this video. You could help another owner transform their relationship with their dog. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.